Alright, well, here goes nothing. This is a test video because I need to practice because I don't know how to. Oh, I'm leaking water everywhere. Anyways, I need to practice because I never made selfie video, but I wanted to describe to I don't know, I guess people that may be in the same sort of situation that I went through, I've been going through in the process of dealing with cancer. Yeah. And I can just more or less say what I've been through. Obviously not anybody else, so you know, I don't know how helpful my story is to anybody, because everybody's different, and everybody, your case may be different than mine, and you know, but even if it is, my motive, my logic on things would always be keep a positive attitude about the situation, even though it's nothing positive about it. Just your mood and the way you look at things, you know, being in a bad mood and all the time isn't healthy for you. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes right now. I am just hanging out, you know. There are the mosquitoes. You can see that. Little boogers. Anywho, fan them away. Retire to inside. A little close. Not a lot of room in here. Yeah. But yeah. So what happened with me is basically I had moved down here to Florida from New Jersey. I rode my bicycle. It took me 11 days to ride my bike from Rumson, New Jersey to Edgewater, Florida. And you know, I did it with the clothes on my back, and I got a couple $50 Western Unions, but you know, more or less I slept outside the whole time, and I just walk into like 7-Elevens and stuff with a cup and grab water, sometimes soda, I guess, but yeah, that worked. And then I just asked people, hey, could I do something for you know, a couple bucks or whatever. There's some nice people. The lady gave me 10 bucks, and I met some real nice people. Let me stay at their house for the night, played Xbox, and they paid for my ferry ride from New Jersey into Delaware, or yeah, whatever across the river there. Anyways, I got here, and I was actually homeless for a little while, staying at the beach, and then I got a canoe and I was sleeping over on these islands. And my mom lived down here. My sister, she had a baby, Riley, my niece, she was really young at the time, about probably less than a year, no, less than 2 years. And well, yeah, my grandmother and a lot of my family, basically everybody except my dad was still in New Jersey. So I came here, and I was a little homeless for a little while, and then finally me and my sister kind of came together, and she started letting me stay there, and I was watching, babysitting and stuff all the time, and changing diapers, and I guess it worked out for them because they had to work sometimes together, and then there would always be a babysitter there, so. That turned into, I got a job. Well, my mom got me a job where she worked at the restaurant, Blackbeard's, and where we were living at that time, it was probably about 3 or 4 miles, 3 miles away, so that's a 6-mile round trip, and I did that 5 days a week. Sometimes when I started off, I actually worked 2 weeks straight. And I rode my bike back and forth all the time. And unless it was raining, I got a ride. I actually never got caught in the rain for the whole 2 years I worked there. Never got caught in the rain. But anyway, then we a few months later, we moved farther away, so that it turned into about a 10-mile round trip. So I was doing that, every day, almost 5 days a week at least. And we were staying at the house. We moved into a nice house, and we're all paying the bills, and I was always broke as shit all the time because my job didn't pay shit, but it was all good. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, basically, I started feeling not myself. I had no energy, and I was always trying to sleep all the time, and I would get up, and my heart would be pounding just from standing up, where I'd feel like I was gonna faint. I'd just get up and I'd get all dizzy, like I was gonna pass out. And I knew this wasn't normal, and I started telling everybody, I think I'm dying. I said it to everybody. I said, I think I'm dying. And a week went by, and I tried to just brush it off like I wasn't eating right or something. And I did eat a lot of fucking burger, fast food shit. But I don't know, what the heck. I tried shrugging this off, and finally got to the point where I went to work one day, and walked in there, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it through the night. And I told them, I said, I gotta go to the hospital. And I went to the hospital, and they immediately gave me 2 bags of blood. And I was scared shitless because I don't even like needles, and now they're giving me blood and stuff, and I don't even know what's going on. They're saying I'm leaking blood somewhere, and I wasn't leaking any blood anywhere. I know that. I didn't have any leakage of any blood. So they said my hemoglobin, and that's like your like, I guess, red blood cells. Well, it's like your blood level count. It's supposed to be they're saying around 16 or something like that, and mine was around 3 or 4. And the nurses there basically were saying, if you would have kept putting this off, you would woke up dead. So they said that was a close one, and they didn't know what was going on with me, so they sent me down the road to Daytona Beach, Halifax, and I met my doctor there, Dr. Favis. He did a bone marrow biopsy, which they in your back of your hip, I guess, or something like that. They kind of just took a little corkscrew and take out some bone marrow out of your bone there. So a few days went by while the tests were getting done, and then he came back and said that I had leukemia, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, so ALL is what he says I have there. And you know, it didn't really hit me. I wasn't, you know, I knew something was wrong, so I wasn't surprised, I guess, when they said that. Well, I mean, I was definitely surprised that I had cancer, because, you know, I always heard, you know, everybody saying, you know, cancer, you know, really sucks, and you know, all this stuff about cancer, and I'm thinking, you know, how do people get cancer? And then the next thing I know, I'm the pudding in the proof in the pudding. So, you know, I didn't know. All I know is that I felt a lot better when they gave me that blood than I did all week. So, you know, I knew the doctors knew what they were doing to some extent, and I stayed there a month. I stayed there for Thanksgiving, and you know, I got out right before Christmas, a few days before Christmas, and I'd probably say it was the worst month I've ever had in my life. If there's a word to describe it, that was the gist of it right there. I went through chemotherapy, which was, they said, you know, what did they say it was? Well, it was a regimen that the St. Jude had schemated up, and they gave me the chemotherapy, and a week went by, and I was kind of stunned, because, you know, nothing was happening to me, and I thought, well, hey, if this is chemotherapy, this is pretty simple stuff here, you know, I could do this. But then that week went by, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, and I was walking back to the bed, and I'd been feeling fine, and then all of a sudden my legs wanted to give out on me, and I dove into the bed, and as soon as I hit the bed, I had instant sweating, and I had fever, and but it was on, boom. That week, I think I just had a fever every day, every night. And then I got, I guess, pneumonia, because I was coughing up blood, and then they wanted to do a biopsy of what was in my lungs. So they stuck a pipe down my throat, and I guess I died for a sec or something. I didn't die, I guess they started having some problems there, and then I woke up, and there was a tube down my throat, and I tried talking, and that was like really painful. Impossible to say anything. So I grabbed a pen and a paper. I asked them for a pen and paper, and I wrote down, you know, what WTF, basically. I said, you know, what's going on? Well, I wrote it down. And then, you know, they told me, oh, we had a problem during the procedure. And I don't really remember much of that. You know, my parents were there. They were telling me I was saying all kinds of wacky stuff. And I don't remember much of it. Was in the, I guess, ICU for a day or so. Anyway, they after all that stuff, you know, I was pretty much just in bed, not feeling too good. You know, I didn't really get up much, but I did get up. I think, you know, try to always walk around a little bit as much as I could, even if it was just getting up and sitting in a chair for a while, just any sort of movement besides laying in bed all day. But I definitely play my fair share of video games and watch Netflix. And then, you know, yeah, right before Christmas, I got to go home, and that, you know, just getting out to the car, sitting up in the car, that was like, you know, it was like alien. You know, I had been in that hospital, felt like forever, and then next thing, you know, we're driving around, cars everywhere, and then we stopped at like Sam's Club or something on the way back, and you know, I'm just sitting there, just in my, I guess felt like there was water in my ears the whole time. It's like if I sat up, this water would come in my ears, and then if I laid down, it would go away. So that was kind of keeping me in bed for a while, because I hated the feeling of the water in my ears. You know, just, I didn't like that sound, I guess, or something. So yeah, what happened? Oh, I got home and stuff, and you know, I don't know. It's like my niece was there, and you know, she wants to play and stuff, and I'm just all, you know, I can't do anything in that mood. And I smoked some pot, and the next thing I knew, I was jumping around on a trampoline, and you know, I wasn't really doing backflips and stuff, but still, I was up and doing stuff. But yeah, I started getting better after that, and pretty much got back on my feet. But you know what happened? What happened here was I was in remission, so I took it in my good judgment there that I didn't really need to go back to the doctor for some chemo therapy, which was you know, sometimes when they were doing it, it was taking a week. You know, I'd be in there for 5 days, hooked up to a machine, and you know, they hook it up to my port right here, and you know, I got to the point, I think, where they said I was in remission and I was feeling good, and you know, I could feel that these chemicals were kind of having an effect on, like I don't know, just parts of my body I usually would not feel, and you know, I don't know if they were pushing it a little bit. I know they know what they're doing to a certain extent, and they have, you know, certain chemicals that they use to try to treat this stuff, but in the long-term effects, you know, I don't know what too much it'll do there. So I just kind of veered away from you know, the chemo. But you know, I guess he was kind of saying that it was my last chemo treatment he wanted to give me, and then you know, that, I mean, it would have taken 5 days, and then he was talking about some sort of pills that I could take at home, so I was actually wanting to aim towards that, but yeah, I actually kind of jumped the gun here a little bit. I was in remission, and then all of a sudden I started having really bad headaches, and you know, I couldn't sit up out of bed, and I knew something was wrong, so I went back to the hospital, and they said it had come back, and this time it was has spread, because when they first diagnosed me, they said it was just in my bone marrow, not my it's called cerebral spinal fluid, and they said it wasn't in there. So they came back this time, and now it's in my spinal fluid, and they installed this Omaya reservoir in my head, because the purpose of that, just because it's easier for them to administer the drugs, and it doesn't require like a lumbar puncture, spinal tap. So the difference is, instead of going to the specialized team that does the lumbar puncture, which they have to, you know, x-ray and find a spot to put the needle in the back of your hip there, and you know, feels like your leg's gonna go wild when they're sticking the needle in there. But they installed this in my head. It's called an Omaya reservoir, and you know, the doctor's joking around. He says it feels like the primer on his lawn weed whacker thing. You know, a little soft squeezy button. Ha 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 ha. But anyway, yeah, they put this thing in, and you know, surprised, because I woke up and you know, the nurses were pretty cool. And I was just, you know, probably talking like a goofball or whatever. But, yeah, a few days later, you know, I guess after it had healed a little bit, they, or maybe it was a week, I'm not sure. But they put the first dose of methotrexate in there. And I'll tell you what, that was like the trippiest trip I've ever, I mean, I don't know about tripping or whatever, but it was not good. They stuck this thing in, and then you know, at the end of the needle I hear a little, like a gargle kind of like a gargle kind of noise, like and it's, I guess that made me kind of nauseous, and I don't know, but I'm sure the drugs were doing something to me. I started sweating all of a sudden, like big huge drops of sweat coming out of my forehead, and it's like all the doctor and the nurses just kind of just like hightailed out of the room. You know, the next thing, first there was a whole crowd of, you know, 8 people in there, and the next thing I know, I'm in there puking my brains out by myself in the can, and yeah, that went on for a few hours. You know, they changed the sheets that I had, and you know, I didn't move them. I didn't move at all. I was just curled up in this fetal type position, and the nurses are just there, you know, changing my sheets. You know, like, can you move? And I'm just there. And yeah, that went on for a few hours. That day wasn't fun, and then but that, you know, the headaches went away after that. I was pretty amazed, and you know, I started getting treatments here in my head, so it would be like a week of treatment, and then a week off, basically. Or it started, and then I think it started turning into 2 weeks, and then a week there, and then Yeah, and then they said that the cancer was gone again, remission, and you know, I kind of stopped going to treatments there, and there's 8 seconds left, so I'm gonna make another video after this one.